Okay, we have all been there, right? Trapped in an argument that just feels like a maze with no exit. It's so frustrating, it's exhausting, and you just know deep down you can't win. Well, today we're going to talk about how to find that emergency exit and, better yet, how to take control of the whole conversation by mastering what's called the frame.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. The conversation starts off about, I don't know, who left the dishes in the sink, and then, boom, suddenly you're defending your entire character from something that happened back in 2017. You feel like you're in a funhouse, looking into a distorted mirror where nothing you say comes out right and none of it makes sense.
And that, right there, is the heart of the problem. The reason it feels so impossible is that you've been tricked. You've stepped onto a playing field where the other person has already rigged the game. You think you're having a logical debate, but they're playing a game with no rules, making things up as they go just to make sure you can never, ever score a point.
So how do we even spot these unwinnable games before we get sucked in too deep? Well, it all starts with learning to identify the kind of person who isn't there to have a fair conversation. You've got to see them for what they are.
Let's just call this person a dirty player. See, their goal isn't to find the truth or come to an understanding with you. Not at all. Their whole strategy is to whip up a storm of emotion and confusion because that chaos is the only environment where their crazy, logic-defying arguments can even seem to make sense. They actually thrive on it. But here's the good news. You don't have to play their game. You can actually change the rules entirely. And the tool you're going to use to do it is this really powerful technique called mastering the frame.
And here's the secret move. And it's going to feel a little weird at first. Instead of getting louder to try and be heard over all that noise, you actually get quieter. You just pause, take a breath, and then you calmly lay out the ground rules for what a productive, respectful conversation looks like. In that one moment, you stop being a player in their chaotic game and you become the referee.
By setting those rules, you are controlling the frame. So, for example, if someone is just yelling at you, you can say, I'm happy to continue this conversation once we can both speak in a calm tone. You see, you're not just asking them to stop yelling. You're setting a brand new, non-negotiable rule for how this is going to go down.
And here's why that is just so incredibly powerful. Their whole bag of tricks, the emotional manipulation, the chaos, it only works in an environment with no rules. The second you introduce structure and clarity, you completely take away their home field advantage. It's like a fish out of water. All of a sudden, their primary weapons are totally useless.
Okay, so we get it. Structure is the key. But what does that actually sound like when you're in the middle of a heated moment? Let's get into the playbook. I'm going to give you 3 simple, incredibly powerful phrases you can use to immediately take back control of the frame. All right, first up, when a conversation is just spiraling with these wild emotional claims or totally baseless accusations, this phrase is your anchor. It's a really simple, non-confrontational way to say, hey, what you're saying has no substance, and it demands that you both return to solid, verifiable ground.
Now this is for the master of deflection. You know when you're trying to talk about one specific issue and they suddenly pivot to some mistake you made 5 years ago? This phrase is a firm but polite course correction. It just shuts down that attempt to move the goalposts and pulls the focus right back to the point at hand.
And finally, for when things really get ugly and the discussion turns into insults or personal attacks, this phrase is your shield. And listen, it is not a request, it's a condition. You are making it crystal clear that respect is a non-negotiable ticket for admission into any conversation with you, period.
So we've got our playbook, right? But to really get why these phrases are so devastatingly effective, we need to peek behind the curtain at the psychology. Why does just staying calm completely neutralize that dirty player?
This is their entire game plan. They need you to get upset. They want you to be angry, flustered, defensive, maybe even crying. Why? Because your emotional reaction is the fuel for their fire. It proves to them their tactics are working, and it gives them something new to attack, all while distracting from how weak their own argument really is. So think about this contrast, because it's everything. They are trying to whip up a tornado of pure emotion, while you are calmly laying the foundation of a solid, logical structure. Your calm, structured response is the one thing their chaos just can't break through. It gives them no fuel, no leverage, and frankly, no target.
And here it is. This is the checkmate. By introducing that structure, by demanding facts, by staying on topic, by requiring respect, you are systematically taking apart their entire toolkit. See, they are counting on you to get lost in the emotional fog. When you provide clarity instead, you're not just defending yourself, you're disarming them completely.
All right, let's boil this all down to the essentials. First, get good at recognizing that feeling, that tug of being pulled into a chaotic, unwinnable fight. Second, remember your power isn't in trying to win their crazy game, it's in calmly setting the rules for a new one. And third, use those simple framing phrases we talked about to bring structure into the chaos and just neutralize the manipulation.
And this is the fundamental shift. You no longer have to walk into their arena and play their unwinnable game, ever again. You now have the tools and you have the power to set the terms of any conversation. So the next time you feel yourself getting pulled into that frustrating spiral, just stop and ask yourself one simple question. Whose rules am I playing by?